What's good, y'all? Today I'm gonna go over some intermediate level combos. Yesterday I put out a video going over beginner level combos. Today are gonna be combos that you could theoretically get to master rank and far beyond with. Even past like 2000 MR, you can become a very strong player with only these combos if you so choose. The upcoming advanced combo guide will be solely pushing the envelope even further with complete optimization and interesting and unique combo routes that'll put you in unique situations for you and your opponent. But today, what I want to focus on mostly is going to be combos that involve Seismo into super jump cancel. So I'm going to set a foundation for you guys now and show you what you can do off of Seismo into super jump cancel. So that way, when I show you how to route into those Seismos, you understand what you can do off of that Seismo. And just so you guys know, anything you can do off of regular Seismo, you can also do off of OD Seismo. They are the same exact knockdown, so don't worry about routing different combos or anything. Now, your bread and butter off of Seismo is generally going to be Seismo super jump cancel into burn kick. Now, as a quick little tip on how to execute this, I want you guys to do a quarter circle forward, end in up forward, and then as soon as you see Viper leave the ground, you press the kick button. This is how you get a super low to the ground and consistent super jump burn kick that will let you route into any of the enders I'll be talking about now. The first route out of super jump burn kick I want to talk about is one that you'll be seeing quite often among high level players, and that is Seismo super jump cancel burn kick into heavy thunder dash into tracer combination follow-up. This gives you really good Oki, really good corner carry, and overall just does a lot of damage. The next one you can do, but I don't completely recommend, is standing heavy kick into nothing. This doesn't give you great Oki, but it does provide a knockdown for no extra meter usage, so that's kind of nice if you want to do that. The next one I'll talk about is going straight into super, and the most popular route here is going to be routing into level 1, because level 1 gives you the install, which gives you access to free super jump cancels. As you can see, you have plenty of time to get that level 1 off there, so even if your burn kick is a little bit too high, you can still probably land that super. And the last ender I'll talk about here is going to be your cash out ender. If you want to burn as much meter as possible and go into your level 3 or your level 2 to try and kill, this is what you want to do. That is OD burn kick at the end there into level 3. You can also do this into level 2. Now there's one more thing I want to talk about out of Seismo, and that's the fact that you can do Seismo super jump cancel jump medium punch into burn kick. This is pretty nice because if you're having a rough time with the execution and you can't quite get the super jump cancel straight into burn kick consistently, super jump canceling into jump medium punch first and then doing the burn kick gives you a little bit of a buffer, and it's much easier in my opinion to get that consistently if you're having trouble with the former input. Now I want to briefly discuss feinting your normals. I talked about this very briefly in my previous video, just as a little challenge to the beginner players that might have watched that video. Feinting in this game is much easier than it is in Street Fighter 4. If you've played that game, you understand that feint combos are pretty difficult. In this game, I don't think they're difficult at all. All you have to do in this game is time your cancel and then press heavy thunder knuckle and a kick button at the same time. Very concise, very consistent. If you lab it a little bit, you'll be able to do it for sure, in my opinion. Now, doing fierce feint off of a normal hit fierce is going to give you a crash medium punch. You can do any ender off of the crash medium punch here if you want to end the combo right away and meterlessly, like focus force as I just did there. You can do light thunder knuckle into the 1-bar tracer combination for really good corner carry. You can do light burn kick into that tracer combination ender for some really good damage. There are quite a few things you can do here, but what I'll talk about right now is going into OD Seismo into some of the routes we talked about just a second ago. As you can see, that combo took quite a bit of drive gauge to do, so what I would do in an actual match where I want to conserve my drive gauge a little more is go straight into super after the burn kick. Like so. Damage there is fantastic, and it does give you the level 1 install, so that's a really nice route to do off of OD Seismo. You can also get crouch medium punch into OD Seismo off of a combo I talked about in my last video, standing medium punch into crouch medium punch. This is a very simple link, but it is worthy to note that you can do this same exact combo route off of that link. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about counter-hit combos. Now, there's one in particular that I really want to discuss, and that is standing or crouching medium kick into Seismo. Now, this is a pretty tricky combo. I debated putting it in the advanced video that's going out tomorrow, but I decided to put it here instead to challenge you guys. I think this is something that a lot of you will be able to get pretty consistently. It just will take quite a bit of practice. Now, you can execute standing medium kick or crouch medium kick into Seismo in 2 different ways. The first way is to hit forward and then quarter circle forward, ending in up forward, and then hit the punch for the Seismo. This is a pretty consistent way of getting it. Now, if you want to make it even easier, there is another way. You can do 2 quarter circles, ending in up forward. Since you don't have a super that involves doing 2 quarter circles forward and hitting punch, you can do that same input to sort of cheese out a Seismo. This is my preferred method for getting it off of crouching medium kick, because doing crouching medium kick and then hitting forward is a little bit of an awkward input. It's possible, it's doable, but I think it's a little faster to do the 2 quarter circles because you're already crouching for the crouch medium kick, right? So now that we've talked about that, I also want to briefly discuss that you can do standing or crouching medium kick off of a counter hit crouch heavy punch feint. Now, there are 2 different things you could do here. Standing medium kick and crouching medium kick only go into OD Seismo on normal hit. They don't go into regular Seismo. But this is a lot of drive gauge to spend. As you can see, the same combo that took me like 2 bars to do off of a regular Seismo left me down about 4.5 bars of drive gauge off of this confirm. So I would recommend instead, in this situation, going straight into super jump cancel, light thunder knuckle into the ending. The way to do this is also pretty simple. You just want to do quarter circle back, ending in up back, and then hit the button for the light thunder knuckle. But yeah, the only time you would really do OD Seismo here is if you really wanted to kill and you wanted to cash out for some huge damage, because that is quite a bit of damage off of that confirm. So next we'll be talking about Fierce Feint Fierce. This is punish counter or drive rush only, right? This is crouching heavy punch, feinted, same as we did with Fierce Feint medium punch. But now we're going to just do a heavy punch instead. It's a little bit tighter of a link, but it's still pretty easy to get. Off of that second heavy punch, you're just gonna go straight into a Seismo and then route into any of the enders that I showed you guys earlier. Real quick for some drive rush combos, I do want to show you guys that you can do crouching medium kick into crouch heavy punch, feint into crouch medium punch. This doesn't work if you're at like max range, obviously, but if you're close enough to link the crouch heavy punch here, you're probably close enough to feint it into a medium punch, because crouch heavy punch sort of moves you forward. There's like no pushback on the feinted version of the move. So here's an example of a cash out combo you could do off of drive rush crouching medium kick. Now, what I missed in my previous video that I actually want to talk about now is drive rush forward medium punch. This move is an overhead, so they can't block it if they're crouching. It links into crouch medium punch on drive rush, which is really, really nice. And you can do pretty much the same exact cash out combo I just did off of the low medium kick, off of this button as well. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to drive reversal punishes, you cannot do crouch medium punch, crouch heavy punch, feint crouch medium punch. Your medium punch will not reach in that situation. So I would suggest going straight into heavy punch into Seismo and then doing your burn kick route. Now, while we're on the topic of punish counter, I also want to talk about standing heavy kick super jump canceled into a jump in. This is a combo I didn't talk about in my previous video because you can't do it point blank. If you're punishing a DP or something like that and you're point blank, you cannot do this combo. Your jump heavy kick will whiff in this scenario. So what you want to do instead is walk back or dash back, hit stand heavy kick, super jump cancel it, and then you can get a jump in into a crash heavy punch. A full combo off of this would look something like this. Really, really great damage for only 2 bars of drive gauge there. Now in the corner, what you can actually do instead is super jump into jump heavy punch, which gives you a little bit more damage than jump heavy kick does. So keep in mind that routing for corner. Now speaking of the corner, I want to talk about one thing that you can do only in the corner, and that is off of your Seismo combo, you can do stand heavy kick and then super jump cancel it into any of your 3 supers. This can seem a little bit daunting of an input for some, but I want you guys to keep in mind that when we went over the medium kick into Seismo input earlier, the quarter circle twice ending an up forward, that's the same exact input you want to do here. You're just doing a kick instead of a punch, or a quarter circle back into kick or punch. Now real quick, I'll also talk about the fact that you can do this Seismo combo off of a DI as well. You can do any of your enders off of this situation the same exact way that you would do it on the ground. Viper also has a pretty great easy side switch combo. It does not involve burn kick, but it does involve super jump canceling your Seismo into immediate jumping heavy punch. This is really nice off of a drive impact to put your opponent back in the corner, and you also get a really nice meaty crouch jab off of this if you chain stand jab into crouch jab like this. Going back to the drive rush mechanic just a little bit for a second, I want to talk about your cash out combos with drive rush. Now, generally speaking, you do more damage off of a Seismo into super jump into OD burn kick into your supers than you would off of a cash out with drive cancels. But it is still worth knowing them because sometimes you just want a more consistent way of linking into your supers than doing all of the super jump cancel stuff, right? So what you want to do off of your basic combo route is fierce, feint medium punch into drive rush cancel. You want to loop that over and over again. Off of punish counter, this looks something like this. Now, I know I said that feints are pretty easy in this game, but this is a little bit tricky to get consistently, just for the fact that there are so many of them that it's possible to mess up at least one of them because you'll be buffering too early. You just want to be patient with this combo and make sure that the heavy punches and the medium punches are coming out completely before you cancel them. Real quick, I also want to show you guys what you do off of jab into drive rush. This is a pretty common scenario, just doing something like that into drive rush jab. You can actually link crouch heavy punch off of a drive rush jab. So what you want to do here is either go into Seismo if you want to cash out, or you can do the reps that we talked about earlier. As for your stun combo, the same concept applies that I talked about in my previous video. You're going to want to use fully charged focus force, but of course, you go into any route you so choose off the super jump cancel from the Seismo instead of just doing a linked combo after the Seismo. But yeah, guys, those are some of Viper's intermediate to high level combos. If you want to see more content like this, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I will be posting an advanced combo guide tomorrow going over the absolute most technical combos that Viper has to offer. So please stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys then. Peace.